Good morning, students. This is Harshali teacher from St. Thomas Bethany Convent School, and today we are going to learn about the poem The Night of the Scorpion. This poem is written by Nissim Ezekiel. Okay, so basically, who is Nissim Ezekiel? Nissim Ezekiel's Night of the Scorpion is a strong yet simple statement on the power of self effacing love. Okay, full to the brim with a Indianness. It captures a well detached black and white snapshot of Indian village life with all the superstitious simplicity. Then poet dramatizes a battle of ideas fought at night in a lamplight between good and evil, between darkness and light, between rationalism and blind faith. And out of this confusion there arises a unexpected winner, the selfless love of a mother. So basically, Nissim Ezekiel want to convey the message of the selfless love of the mother, how it is. Okay, and suppose we'll see this poem as a theme of the poem. So we can see that the theme of the poem is presented through an incident in which the poet mother is beaten by a scorpion on a rainy night. The villagers, on hearing about this unfortunate event, come to see her, praying to God and giving all kinds of justification for her suffering. With their prayer and words, they try to console the victim. Who is the victim over here? Mother. The victim's husband, who is otherwise a skeptic and a rationalist, also gives into very curse and blessing in his dispressions to save his wife. The poem shows how, when a critical situation arises, and human beings are always willing to help one another, the ordinary villagers show their simplicity and sympathy. Through they are not of much help and give in a superstitious and false beliefs, they try to help out. So this is the basic theme of the poem. Now we will see the poem, actual poem. What happened in that poem? So first, as I said that Nassim Zakal was an Indian Jewish poet, actor, playwright, editor, art critic. He was a foundational figure in post-colonial India's literary history, specifically for Indian writing of a wider range. The poet depicts the selfless love of a mother who is stung by a scorpion. So now we'll see the line by line explanation of the poem. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain and driven him to a crawl beneath a sack of rice. So what happened that night? The scorpion, especially the speaker's mother, was stung by a scorpion. It stung her because of his predatory impulse. It was hiding beneath a bag of rice to escape the rain. Because that night, maybe a steady rains of 10 hours. So um, he just want to save from the rain, and so that he was from the escape from the rain, so that he was hiding behind the sack of bag of rice. Parting with his poison, flash a diabolic tale in the dark room. Diabolic means having a qualities of devil or wicked or poison. Tell in the dark room, he risked the rain again. And what happened? That the scorpion stung to poet's mother, and because of that, he is in risk that again he want to go there. The peasant came like a swarm of flies and buzzed the name of a god 100 times. to paralyze the evil one. Paralyze to stop an activity. Okay, so here the we can see the peasant means the people, neighbors are came there to see or to see the writer's mother, poet's mother, that and they are saying that how much bad it is, that the circumstances is very bad, and how that scorpion stung to poet mothers, so that they are just cursing that scorpion because of he stung the mother. So that see here the flash of we can see that a flash of diabolic tell in the dark. The word flash here refers to the speed with which the scorpion sting the mother, and diabolic tell refers to the evil one, as the scorpion is considered as a harbinger of a death. Then the, the seventh the seventh line indicates that when the news that the boy's mother had been stung by the scorpion spreads around, all the people in the village come to their hut like a swarm of flies, which indicates that they come in a large number. So they come in a large number and see that the the evil is should be paralyzed. The evil should be stopped their activity of stinging. Then with the candles, with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadow on the mud baked walls. So here we can see the everybody is searching that scorpion, and when they saw the shadow of a scorpion on the mud baked wall, they searched for him. He was not found. They were searching him. They clicked their tongues with every movement that the scorpion made his poison moved in mother's blood. They said because the scorpion have stung, and the poison of that scorpion may be moved to the mother's blood. May he sit still, they said. May the sin of your previous birth be burned away tonight, they said. Means they are saying that this is the maybe this is the what happened, maybe this is the sin of your previous birth. Means that previous in the previous birth you have maybe done the sin, and because of that the scorpion is stung to you. Be burned away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease. The misfortune of your next birth, they said. And it could be a misfortune of your next birth also. So we have to burn that night. May the sum of all evil balance in this unreal world against the sum of good become a diminished by your pen. Diminished means to listen, reduce. Maybe your pain will be reduced. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said. And they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding of each face. So that night everybody came and sit around the mothers, and maybe all the villagers are saying that it indicates the superstitious nature of the people of village. The villagers say that the sin of her suffering may decrease the misfortune and suffering she will have to undergo in her next birth. And so that we can say that we can always hope that the good will always survive. And in this line, the pattern in which Ezekiel remember the arrival of more candles, more rattan, more neighbors, more insect, as the rain continued to fall. Then he then turns to the reaction of his father also. So may the poison is purify the mother. Okay, so like this, all the peoples are always talking about the sin, evil, and all this like figures. After that, more candles, more lantern, more neighbors, more insect, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, growing on a mat. Okay, so all these things is happen with poet's mother, and that time that and all that people came over there. That time his mother is paining, his mother's legs is paining too much, and because of that his mother is twisted through and growling means the mournful sound conveying the pain or a grief like sound, uh, like that it the mother is making the sound of that on the mat. My father, a skeptic rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder mixture herb and hybrid. So after that, after this, his reaction, the poet's reaction, turned to his father. He is not religious man but the skeptic and rationalist. Ezekiel described in detail how the father actually set alight the toe that had been bitten. It must have a profound effect on the poet as a child. Then the poet includes us that the mother's reaction to her frightening and painful experience. She spoke out briefly, thanking God. Okay, so after that, his father is trying to put medicine on the leg, on the affected area. He even poured a little paraffin upon the beaten toe and put a match to it. After that, what happened? Paraffin, the candle's paraffin is there, no wax, so he is putting that also on the affected area. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with his incantation. Incantation means a chanting of a words, that maybe he is a religious man and he is chanting over there to uh, want to decrease the poison of poet's mother. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." And even though after the 20 hours, the last line, these are indicate that the Ezekiel recalls his mother's reaction to frightening and painful experience, but in that also she spoke of it briefly and thanking to God, that saying how glad she was that the scorpion had chosen to sting her rather than her children. This was the boundless and selfless love of mother, and these were the words which the child never forgot. So that this is one interesting point about the poem is Ezekiel narrates it from the point of view of child who was purely an observer, not involved as the adults in taking any action. So it is an insight into the behavior of a small community in India where everyone becomes involved in one person's suffering and all gather to witness the event and uh, contribute a prayer uh, towards a huge number of to the child, and it must have seemed as though there was a huge number of people and the night must have been interminable. His comparison of the peasant to flies suggests that he would rather than they had left the family in peace. So, like this, the Nissim Ezekiel written the experience of the, the night of the scorpion. So, if you'll see the summary of the poem is that the speaker specifically remembers the night his mother was stung by a scorpion. It stung her because of its predatory impulse. It was hiding beneath a bag of rice and to accept the rain. A picture of a religious village is created by the speaker, and the neighbors tried to paralyze and the scorpion, the reason being they believe that as the scorpion moves, the poison moves in the blood of mother. So fractionately the entire village tried to find the scorpion, but they can't. Many things are tried to help relieve the mother's pain, but none work. The speaker, a young boy at that time, watches helplessly. The speaker's father, who is a spectacles and rational, tries to save his wife by using powder, mixture, herb, medicinal hybrid, and even pouring a little paraffin also upon the beaten toe and putting a match to it. After 24 hours, a poison loses its sting and the mother is finally all right. A sign of her prevailing love and affection for her children is shown when she thanks God that she was stung and not her children. So here we can see the selfless love of mother. So in this way I have explained the poem. I hope all of you have understood the poem. I'll give you the hard words pictures while discussing on WhatsApp. Okay, so I hope you all understood. If you have any doubt, you can ask me by messaging. Thank you very much. Thank you, students.